Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle again. This time I'm going to spend a few minutes giving you some tips and some tests on buying a used spinning reel, whether you acquire it at a tag sale, a garage sale, flea market, or where a friend who might have one for sale. Here's some of the things that'll help you avoid the problems or maybe buyers regret. I'm going to use an entry-level Daiwa. It's a Daiwa Juniper-z. It's a 4000T series. It's probably the second in their series behind the rear drags in terms of economy. And it's a good all-purpose reel. A 4000 series is good for lakes, rivers, inshore, and possibly some surf casting, although you might want to go a little bit higher up on that. This one's a Daiwa, so first tip is if you're considering buying a reel at a garage sale and you're not aware of the particular model within the scheme, go for the name brands. The name brands would be a Daiwa, a Penn, a Shimano, an Okuma, a Quantum, some of the Zebco lines, and so on. And also from a pricing standpoint, you should look at paying anywhere between half or less, depending on quality, from the original sale price. So this reel I was able to look online, another test. This originally was selling for about $35 as a new reel, so that'll give you an indication of where you are in the price points. And then you want to look backwards from that, approximate age of the reel. So this reel is probably about 5 or 6 years old, judging from the style of it. General condition. This has got a lot of dirt on it, but it doesn't seem to be terribly abused. There is some scarring along the butt kick, which you would expect. There's some scarring against the handle. That would make sense. Also some nicks on the spool and on that, but overall doesn't look like it's been terribly abused. So first test, does it turn smoothly? And I would not recommend reeling quickly. I would recommend turning slow, because that'll give you an indication of whether the gears are meshing properly. Don't be afraid too much if you get a little squeak or a little rattle in there. That might just be an indication that it needs some lube. The second test you want to perform, does this spool go up and down? I know it sounds kind of obvious, but again, sometimes it's overlooked. If that spool is not going up and down, there's a drive gear in here that may be missing teeth. There's a spool connector on this reel that may have missed the screw. All of those are kind of giving you potential problems. And again, remember, if you're buying a reel in that $30 to $40 range and you're expecting to pay $10, $15, $20 for it as used, there's not a lot of room there to go pay for some expensive parts and repairs. So first test, does it turn smooth? And if it cranks smoothly and the spool is going up and down, next thing you want to check is the operation of the bail. Does the bail work properly? So open it up and see without a lot of effort, is it turning. In this case, it appears to be tripping properly, which is great. The next movable part you want to check if the reel has an anti-reverse. See if the dog is working to release. Now in this case, this is an anti-reverse, and if I flip the switch to off, I should be able to turn backwards, which I can. That feature is not on all of the reels. So as a matter of fact, a lot of the new reels are eliminating that feature with the instant anti-reverse. In this case, this is not an instant anti-reverse reel. You can tell that because if you are cranking and you go to return, you'll see that there's some play on the back side in terms of waiting for those dogs to catch the teeth that are in the spool. So you want to check to make sure that anything that can move on the reel is moving properly. And then the last one I would tell you to look at is the drag. Is the drag functioning properly? So the first thing you want to do is tighten that drag all the way down and make sure you can't turn the spool. And then back it off in increments to see that it's operating smoothly. As you back it off more, it'll loosen. This one appears to be operating smoothly. So if you find a reel like this at a tag sale, all the moving parts appear to be working properly. The reel seems to be smooth and gears engaging. Maybe it needs a little bit of lube. But again, it retailed for about $35. And if you could pick this reel up for $10 to $15, it looks like it would provide comparable service to when new with a little bit of lubrication and oiling. That would be a good buy. Again, the red flags, if anything is not operating properly, it's probably not worth the investment unless you're buying this thing for a parts reel, because the parts are going to cost too much to repair this thing. I hope that helps. I'm going to do a follow-on video on this one where I'm going to take this apart and show you maintenance on this reel. But for brevity and just as an overview with some tips and techniques, I thought I would just do this ahead of that. So thank you for watching. Again, it's Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you would like, there's other videos that I've posted on reel maintenance and support. Thank you again.